Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. How's everybody doing this morning? Hopefully wonderful. This guy. Anyways, Fernando may be joining us later. He apparently forgot he does a news show on Friday. It'd be news to him. So, the weather today in sunny Florida is a nice 66. But don't worry, we still have a full news show for you. Lots of things to talk about. And of course, as always, we're going to be giving away this guy right here, which is the I Ask a Test CD. Thanks to Jeff Smith and both Bill Freeman. For those of you guys that don't know who Bill Freeman is, we caught the Instagram show yesterday talking with him about some JBL stuff. That's the guy. He represents Kenwood Morale. And yeah, the Kenwood Morale. And of course, Jeff Smith is Phoenix Gold and Stinger. So thanks, guys. And the reason why they both did it is because they both gave us a stack of these. I don't know who's who, so we just thank them both for hooking us up and then hooking you guys up. Yes, exactly. Not news there, but I am flying solo. But we've got a cool show, and I'm excited. So the first thing that I want to talk about today in the news is from a company that I'm sure most of you guys know and love, which we'll switch over here to the phone, is Sundown. That's all right, I'll move myself over here so we can see everyone. It looks like I'm doing a three-way conversation now, which I'm totally not. So Sundown this past week they do a podcast, which for those of you into the SPL world know about, and for those of you like myself that aren't into, fortunately we have a lot of guys out there that send us news stories that we are not necessarily going to see because they're not on our radar, and we totally like that. Hey. The news story here was that they're developing this new surround to give... Oh, my phone died. Hold on. I got to keep my phone active. We'll just let this play out. They're coming out with this new woofer in the sense that they have a new cone, they have this new ribbed surround, the W surround that they've been working on, and it's a really cool technology. No, it's not new in the sense that it's never been done before, because we've all seen something like this. But the way they're doing it is new, and of course the way the cone is made and all this other stuff, and they're having it made here in the United States because they couldn't find any of their other suppliers to do it. This, of course, is a prototype. But where the funny part comes in, all the cool things this does, like it's going to have the excursion that is like next level crazy. They got blowback for this. Like, they've been working on this design for like 2.5, 3 years. I'll put a link to this video, of course, in the show notes after the show if you want to go watch it. They got so much blowback from people being like, oh, that's just like this company's, and that's just like this company's. That's not anything new. And it was like, wow, like, of all the companies to get blowback, Sundown I really didn't think would be one of them, because they're the guys. I mean, they were the OGs. They're like the Rockford Fosgate of the SPL world. They've been around forever. I mean, some might even argue that they kind of started the mainstream SPL world as it is now. Granted, there's tons of brands now that have copied a lot of what they do, and that's why they're trying to evolve and come out with new technology and look at other things and you know, develop something that's unique. But to get a lot of hate for it, I thought was just crazy, because why? Neat product. It's pretty cool to see how they've come out with this. I'm, of course, excited because I'm tired of seeing the big spare tire, this giant, huge surround on there. I find that annoying. It just looks ugly. This is much more appealing. We'll see what comes of it. It's obviously not ready yet. They still have some work to do on it, and if it comes out and it's crazy... Well, yeah, but see this, you get a little bigger cone. I don't know, we'll see how it plays out. I think this thing like moves like 6 inches, so I mean, that's some serious excursion. Check out the video. Like I said, links as always are in the description below after the show gets posted. That was the first story that we're going to bring to your attention. Next, Let's go over here to the laptop. Is this guy. All right, let me go back to the top. There again, those are the caught the show yesterday. We had Bill here. We went out and looked at this cool little tiny JBL non-amplified dual 8-inch tiny subwoofer enclosure that he had in his car that comes apart. And one of the things he had mentioned was this new thing from JBL that is a bass tube that mounts in your car, but then it docks and it becomes a portable Bluetooth speaker. There is a fun stuff going on here. Let me go back to the desktop. This is the JBL BassPro GO. Also operates as a portable Bluetooth speaker when undocked from the vehicle. The speaker is designed to deliver big concert sound, to outlast the tailgater for parties. With 8 hours of playtime, users can connect up to 3 mobile devices and take turns playing DJ style. So you can have 3 phones and everyone can I want to listen to this. It would be great with the kids, I'm sure. When it's detached from the mount, the JBL BassPro GO also features JBL Connect technology that can wirelessly link to 2 BassPro speaker GOs together to amplify the listening experience. So essentially you can take and put 2 of these things in the back of your car. Let's go back to this. You can put 2 of these in the back of your car, one on either side, and then just disconnect both, walk onto the beach, walk out to the party, unclip them and turn them. Ultimate tailgater's dream. I'm sure you guys have seen those little JBL football speakers that they sell everywhere, Walmart, Target, Sam's, Costco. This is a much bigger version of that. I'm intrigued to see what this will sound like. He does have those coming in, so once he gets access to them, we'll definitely be looking at that. So that's pretty cool. A couple of features about the product, just to, for the curious minds that want to know. Let's see. Performs as well as it's an 8-inch subwoofer in the inside of the vehicle. Wireless streaming via Bluetooth 4.2. Waterproof IPX5 marine rated. Easy to undock. USB outlet for recharging devices in vehicle. Built-in rechargeable nickel metal hydride battery for 8 hours of playtime. And then the actual specs. 2 full-range transducers, which are speakers, high-frequency 50mm drivers, frequency response 160 Hz to 20,000 Hz, 85 dBs of efficiency, 1 watt, 1 meter. The subwoofer is a 140mm driver. Frequency response is 50 to 5K. That's a lot. It's like a giant middler. Sensitivity is 83 dBs, 1 watt, 1 meter, and of course 2 passive radiators of 120 millimeters. So this has got a lot of things going on. 3 speakers, 2 passive radiators, and I'm sure with using the magic UFO technology that JBL has, this thing will be a rock star for sure. Alright, this next story is brought to us by the fine folks over at CE Outlook. This is one of the stories I put in here because I like to have the conversations with Fernando, and I thought it'd be interesting just to get his take on this. 85% of shoppers plan to buy tech gifts during Black Friday week. Now, thanks to COVID, Black Friday has turned into like Black November. People have, of course, have started their Black Friday super early. It seems like they're earlier now so they can get some of that money faster and hopefully get you to spend a lot of it quicker. My question is, and this is where the story is kind of a non-story, tech is anything that has electricity in it. So that doesn't mean that 86% of the people are going to buy car stereo. They're just going to buy like Bluetooth speakers, cell phones, Alexa discs, Apple discs, Google discs, all the silly little things that go along with electronic industry. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be buying car stereo. I don't know. But for you out there, is there any electronic gifts that you're wanting desperately for the holiday season? I'd like to hear that in the comments. I think that would be pretty cool. And of course, once we get that, maybe we'll pick a winner that way. Just saying. All right. Of course, without Fernando as feedback, we are going to have a quick show. All right. This next show is this is a sad one right here. Let me go back to the laptop. It's something similar to an AirPod. We just bought some AirPods. They're pretty cool. This is the AKM factory in Japan. We reported on this about 2-3 weeks ago. It finally is making into the rest of the news. P300. Car gift, what's up, my friend? So this is a factory in Japan that builds some of the highest quality and affordable, I've been told, DACs. Yes, the new Kenwood X10 floating screen. Okay, well, that's going to be a gift to me, for sure. I don't think I mean, hey, if your wife, family will buy that for you, that's pretty cool, or your girlfriend for that matter. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so this fire lasted 3 days and burned this facility to the point to where it's going to take almost a year to rebuild. What does that mean? The headline here says it correctly. Fire destroys chip factory. Can 2020 get any worse? And yes, 2020 has just gotten severely worse because this is going to affect 2021. After this, of course, happened, we reached out to some of our vendors that we have a close relationship with and asked them if this is something, because at first this was reported as a home audio problem. Like a lot of the DACs, the DAs, and the ADs that get used in this are in higher end home audio. So home audio is going to take a kick in the balls. Prices are going to rise through the roof. Parts that were in the, let's say, $3 to $4 range are now upwards of $42, $50. Prospectors bought up everything they could get their hands on, have been gouging the hell out of these prices. You have to understand, though, that some of the products that these chips were making go into things like AM/FM radios. The High 10 and the Stinger radio. The High 10 and the Elevate from Stinger both use this chip. There are plenty of manufacturers out there that make radios for cars, so even the auto industry is going to take a hit on this one. That they have fines that they get levied if they don't produce the product by the time the car manufacturer needs it. And this facility burning to the ground is not going to affect those timetables. So those $42 chips that are now, $50 over what they would pay for it they're gonna have to pay it. They're gonna have to pay it. Some of the manufacturers we talked to are redesigning products that were going to come out in 2021 for other manufacturers' chips, which of course now is going to extend the time frame and broaden those things out. Most manufacturers, there's an 18 to 2 year development cycle. When you come up with an idea, before you can put it into somebody's hand and be like, here it is, it's 2 years. Very rarely does something happen just like that Sundown woofer. They're, again, not even an electrical piece. That guy's been working on that for 3 years and it's still not ready yet. So to have to go in and redesign products because this chip, and of course you have to change the price. Product that has this has one of these chips in there is the Kicker Key. So is the Keylock. They both have this chip inside of it, or a chip from this manufacturer. Now, not all of the this is a campus, so not all the facilities that they have were damaged. Some of the areas will still be producing chips, but unfortunately the most important chips were in this facility. The chips that are going to affect our lives were coming from here. Something like a DSR1, they use a competitor's chip, so products like that won't be affected by it, but a lot of DSPs will be affected by it because the higher end DSPs, naturally they're going to be using the better chips, and they're going to be coming from the AKM factory. These products will either have to be shelved, or the product supply that they currently have is going to have to last. So there will be As if getting products isn't hard enough already, some of these products are going to just disappear in the industry for a year, maybe a year and a half, because like they're expecting this facility to take almost a year to rebuild. That's not saying that it's going to take them a year to rebuild and be up and functioning. So no one really knows what is going to go on. Now, of course, they might be able to task some of their other facilities to build these products or build a whole nother facility to get their things up and going as quick as possible. But still, it's a huge blow to the electronics industry to be losing this factory. You know, and it's funny because they make, as it was told to me, these guys make some of the best chips on the market, and they're one of the most affordable chips on the market. So, of course, everyone is buying from them because they are killing it, performance and value. Oh, man. So it's going to be a tough year for sure. All right, rising prices. Yeah, exactly. It is going to be rough. It is definitely going to be rough for sure. All right, I think Christmas will be a perfect excuse to get an epicenter. Brandon, I believe you're correct. I think everyone should have themselves an epicenter for sure. It's funny, I still get, as far as the epicenter goes, I still get all these questions, you know, about epicenters and how to hook up an epicenter. And we filmed a couple videos showing people how to hook up epicenters. I even get Paul coming over here and asking me questions about epicenters, and it's like, it's just an epicenter. Your thoughts on Keylock key versus a DSR-1? Well, if we're talking as far as sound quality goes, in reference to this AKM chip manufacturer, the chipset that is in a DSR-1 is would be equivalent to saying my first DSP chip, as if I was going to build something from like you know, Playmobil or Runco or something like that. It's like, hi, this is my first DSP. It doesn't take a lot of computing power, and that's one of the things we've always talked about when talking about DSPs is the DACs. The processors that are in them, processors that are in them, are what makes them sound the best. And something, you know, a $280 processor compared to a, you know, it's not the same thing. The user interface is what makes that product very expensive. Once you, like, software development is super crazy price. The key doesn't have that, but the thing that, so there are two different schools of thought. What the key allows you to do is get a do-it-yourself, put it in, high quality sound, no outdoor tuning, meaning what you get, what you see is what you get, whereas the Rockford is you have to do everything. So do you want total control, you understand what's going on, or no? So that's kind of the difference between the two. Now, as far as a Keylock goes, a Keylock is designed to go in front of a DSP. So a Keylock will DEQ, demystify that factory radio so that you get the flattest signal possible going into your processor. If you need to do that, then the Keylock and a DSR-1 combined together, Wonder Twin Powers, is going to give you the best result in those situations. Actually, two epicenters, his and hers. Oh, there you go. Yes, because if you put one in your car. All right, Brandon. All right. And Brandon, all right, all right, this is you, bro. This is you. Because you thought of your wife and or girlfriend or mistress, whichever one it is, this disc is yours. Random, I understand. But you're going to get the disc, Brandon. If you don't have one, then I need you to send me an email with your name, address, and all those other fun things to carstereotalk@yahoo.com, and I will get this out to you. So for those of you guys that have won in the past, your stuff is coming. Ran into a hiccup this past weekend, so I didn't get to get everything boxed up and ready to go, but I will get that out boxed up and have this going out to you next week. So all the guys that are waiting for CDs and shirts, they're coming your way. So be good. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for watching. All right. All right. So that's... Oh! This was the big story. I'm sorry. I got excited there. I knew there was one more story. And hold on a second. Let me go widescreen on this.
We're going to do unboxing here.
Let me mute the audio on this. I'm going to go to my laptop. And we will go... Can I go full screen on this? Nope, we'll just pause it. Here we go. Alright. So this is, for those of you guys that are installers, DIY guys, whatever, you're familiar with the Aussie Iron. Most of you guys are. Most of you guys have been like, oh man, I've always wanted one of these things, but they're super expensive, but they're like awesome. We've had Marty Dean on the show, Mr. Aussie Iron himself from Naperville, and he... Marty, what's up, man? Tommy. Anyways, so we were talking with him, and there again, lots of fun things happening in the world. The people that made Aussie Irons decided that they wanted to get out of the business of making these awesome soldering guns. Well, fortunately, the guy that was the importer-exporter had bought everything from them, bought all the technology, bought all the parts, bought all the blueprints for this product, which was the future of Aussie Iron. And so they had to go in production for it because there, again, nothing was made. But there was a while there where there were no Aussie Irons. And we knew that they were coming out with something else because Marty told us, and this is it, the Solder Master. And you're going to get this fine product here. Now, if you follow Aussie Irons on Instagram, there are some really nice pictures of the whole thing taken apart. But what you get here is now you get a full kit with the Aussie Iron. It's got like a carbon fiber handle, and it has all the features that you would expect from a high quality rechargeable iron. So we have battery indicators, we have a light, we have temperature controls, there's a tip cover, which is funny. Yes, it's cordless. There again, let me grab the previous iteration of this just to kind of show what this has turned into. So I mean, you went from this guy here, which is basically just an aluminum tube with a button on it that just gets super hot super fast, and then just keeps getting super hot super fast. You gotta use your finger to regulate the temperature, to this guy, which is like, I mean, this is like caveman days to like the Jetsons. So this is going to be really cool. It's not available yet, so we talked to him yesterday that we'll be taking pre-orders here soon for it. And of course, we're going to order them because I can't wait to see what's going on. Yeah. But, you know, I'm hoping to have him on the show with these because he's going to be making a trip to Florida here soon. So, anyways, that was kind of the big breaking story, is that the Aussie Iron will return in its new iteration, and we'll, you know, for us that, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with this. This thing still works perfectly fine. It has become more of a collector's item than anything else because people are like, where'd you get it? So to be able to have a newer version of it that does everything we've always wanted it to, as a professional, definitely want to have it. And for all you guys that have waited to get one or were disappointed because you couldn't have one, there we go. But yeah, so that's it. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of the show. How to call you. That's a tough one. Basically you call Paul and then I call you back at some point. That's how you get a hold of me. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me. But that's it. That brings us to the end of the show. Fernando, of course, didn't make it today. Apparently, this being the 13th episode and 13 being his favorite number, he decided to, you know, sleep in and didn't realize it was Friday. It happens. We'll definitely have to ridicule him for it tomorrow on the YouTube live show that we do over on the other channel, 5 Star Car Stereo. That is the show we've been doing forever, and it starts at 6 o'clock. Don't forget also, December 12th starts the 12 Days of Christmas. For those of you that haven't heard of that, where have you been? But we are going to You just call them at the store number, which is 727-216-6170. Anyways, the 12 Days of Christmas is coming up. It's going to start December 7th with Helix. We have Doug Dobson coming in. He's here to visit his family, so we're going to have him on. We're going to do giveaways. We have some amazing products. Starting next week, we'll start to actually unveil some of these products and show you guys. There's going to be a calendar we've created. Each day, you'll get a different manufacturer that you could possibly win spectacular prizes. I mean, these prizes are insane. Everyone will want to take place in them. How you're going to win the prize is you're going to have an email address that you're going to send an answer to a question to. So we're going to come on in the morning. We're going to come on to one of these pages. It might be this YouTube channel, it might be our other YouTube channel, Instagram channel, Facebook, the 2 Facebook pages there. We're going to come on, we're going to ask a question, and then you have until 5 o'clock that day to answer that question, and then we will grab people from those questions and award the prizes. JL Audio is not participating in this, so sorry. We didn't reach out to them. We're not a dealer, and they're typically, they're hard to get a hold of, and we haven't been able to build a relationship with them yet, so maybe next time. But we have everyone else, so we have Alpine, Pioneer. The list is long. We'll cover that more next week. And with that, thanks so much for tuning in to the news this morning. I know. You guys have a great rest of your week. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Q&A show, which this is not. But we will have fun then. So you guys have a great Friday. Make sure you go out and do some fun stuff in your backyard tonight. See you later, guys. Bye.